Hi everybody, Patty Ann here. Hey, today, well hang on a sec. By the way, can you see this mug that I'm using here that says XOXO and has hearts on it? I made this one almost a year ago for Valentine's Day, and it's been in the dishwasher numerous times. It's just the same vinyl that I'm using right here, just Cricut everyday ordinary vinyl, and it lasts through the dishwasher, it lasts through the microwave. So don't be afraid to try this, you guys. All right. Anyway, today's project is going to be this. I think it's adorable. A lot of you have made these projects before, and this is the first one I've made, and I put a little girl's initials on here. This is going to be something that maybe she could hang on her door or in her room. So maybe you've used these canvas pieces before. I got this, I think, at Hobby Lobby. There was a 10-pack. And it was really cheap. It was on sale, or maybe I had a coupon for it. I can't remember. But these are the stretched canvases. And remember what they look like on the back? But I think that really turned out pretty. One of the things I did to get this to stick really easily, and I mentioned this again elsewhere in the video, but I used sandpaper and I sanded it. And I did it with an orbital sander. You can do it by hand, but I did it with an orbital sander, and I went with a little too much gusto, and I show this again elsewhere, but I actually sanded it right down to the wood. So you got to be careful if you're using one of those. Anyway, so let's go over to Cricut Design Space, and I'll show you how I got this ready to put on here. And I used a little star so that I could easily match up all of these things, and I'll show you how I did it. So come on, join me over there. Okay, we're over here at Cricut Design Space now, and I'm going to show you how I got this unicorn ready. So the first thing that I did was I came over to the left-hand side where it says Images and clicked on that. And then I came up here to Categories, and I came to New. This shows all of the new things that have been added recently. So I just scrolled down here, was looking for something I wanted to do for Valentine's Day, and I saw this unicorn, and I thought, hey, that's really cute, but you know what? I wonder if there's one for Valentine's Day. So what you do is you click on this little eye here. I kind of think of it as meaning information. So I click on the eye, and it tells me the name of that particular image, and it tells me which cartridge it came from. So I'm going to click on the cartridge and open it to see if there are other things in here I could use. Okay, there's a cute one for Christmas, but that's not what I want. Okay, so there I found this one, and I clicked on it to highlight it. Then I came down here to Insert Images. And once they were all inserted, all of the parts, I came up here to ungroup them. Okay, after I had ungrouped it, I wanted to know how many colors there were in this. And of course, this is a pretty easy one. I could count the colors, but if you're not able or you don't want to, you can come up here to where it says Color Sync. Click on it. And here it shows you each layer and which color it is. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers or 5 colors. So now I can go back to the Layers panel. Now the reason why I wanted to know that is because I'm going to make those little stars that I use to help me place everything in position properly. So I'm going to come over to the Shapes tool and get a star. And I'm going to make this star really small, because I want it to fit right in here. Okay, so that's a good size, and I need 5 of them. I want 1 for each color. So I'm going to come up here to duplicate and click on it, and each time I click I get another star. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's exactly what I need. So now what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to come over to this horn, and it gets highlighted over here, and see the color that it is. It's this brownish color. I'm going to come to one of these stars And I'm going to come up here and change its color. Now these are the colors that are used in this project right here. I'm going to click on the gold or the brown, whatever it is, so that matches the unicorn's horn. Then I see there's this red, and it's over here, it's highlighted, and it comes up here to show the red. I'm going to click on this second star, come up here and change its color so it matches the red hearts. Now I'm going to do the outer ear. It's the darker pink. And I'm going to click on a star, come up here, do the darker pink, I think it's this one. And now I'll do the last one I need to do. The black one can stay as it is. Click on this one, and obviously it's going to be the lighter pink, so I can just come up here and select the lighter pink. I'm going to grab all of these, and I'm going to come up here to align, and I'm going to line them center. That's going to put them all on top of each other. And then I'm going to move them down into place where I want them to be. Okay, they're not going to be left there, but they're going to help me with the placement on my project. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to come over here and I'm going to attach the color of the star to the color of the object in my unicorn. So I'm going to grab the brownish color of the horn of the unicorn, and then I'm going to come over to the layers panel and look for that same color brown of a star, and here it is. I'm going to hold down my shift key and click on that. Now you'll notice if you look here there are two things selected, the star and the color that matches it, which happens to be the horn of the unicorn, and I'm going to attach. Okay, then I'm going to come to the red hearts. There they are over here showing up on the layers panel. I'm going to hold down my shift key and click the star that's the same color. So again, I have two layers selected, and I'm going to attach. I'm going to come to, I hope, the outer ears. Let's look and see. Yep, the outer ears, and that is the darker pink. Hold down my shift key, and out of these two stars, I'll pick the darker pink one and attach. Then I'll do the middle ear, or the inner ear. Okay, that's selected this. I don't want that. So I'm going to try again. Still selecting this. That's not what I want. So instead of selecting it on the image over here on the left, I'm going to come to the layers panel and find those inner ears, and there they are. Hit those, select them, hold down my shift key, and then select the star that goes along with. And now I can attach those. Okay, the only thing I don't think I've attached yet are the eyelashes. And again, I can either select them over here on the image, or I can come over to the layers panel and select them, hold down my shift key, select the star, and attach. Okay, I should have everything. Let's go to make it and see. So here we have the black layer with the star, the darker pink with the star, the lighter pink and the star, unicorn's horn and the star, and the hearts and the star. So we're good. We can continue. I can select my device. And once I've selected my device, again, since I always leave my machine's little dial on custom, I'm going to select premium vinyl, and my machine is ready to go. Okay, the next thing I did was I have all of these cut, and now I'm going to begin weeding them. Let's try this one. Oh, that one's my extra piece. No wonder I couldn't see anything. All right, so I think I can take some of this and cut this off because it's extra and I can save it. Save that piece. And I can begin weeding. You know I like this part, generally. I'm using just regular Cricut vinyl. There's the little star that I showed you how to put in there. It's probably not that necessary for this project, but for some, it would be really, really helpful. So there's that. And now for the black. I see there's some I could even save on this, but this black piece looks like it's a little, I don't know, old, used, icky. So I'm just going to use what I am using and get rid of the rest. Now this should have the initials of the little girl, and it will also have the eyelashes. So I've got to be careful with those eyelashes. Okay, here's the initials down here, and those are coming out well. My sister thinks it's funny, this big blob of stuff I end up with holding in my hand, and all the crinkly noise. Probably because, well, the microphone's kind of close to this. Okay, that little edge, there we go. All right, there's that, but look, I've got to get the middle part of the A out. There we go. Okay, two things done. This is the outer part of the ears. And I didn't have the exact colors I would have chosen, but I like to make do with what I have. So I think this will turn out okay. Uh-oh, almost lost my star there. Careful. Not sure why that's doing that. Let me come over this way and see what will happen. I want to keep that star intact if I can. Let's see. There it comes. Come on. Come on. There you go. Okay, there's the star. And like I said, it's not that necessary on this, but it'll teach you something that you might want to use when you're doing another project. So this is the inner part of the ear. And the star was coming up again. Get down there where you belong. Hope it, okay. There we go. So you got to be careful. Get a little bit rambunctious. Okay, and there's the pinky. And I've been thinking about this stuff and wondering if I could have placed it back on some of this and reused all these scraps. And I certainly could. It sticks to that. And you probably didn't see. Okay, there's the last one. This is the unicorn's horn and the star to help for placement again. There we go. Okay, all of these have been weeded now. Get rid of this junk. And now I'll get out my transfer paper and show you how I use those little stars. Okay, the next thing I did was I got my board, and again, these are just the ones that you can get from Hobby Lobby, and usually they're on sale. But what I did was I sanded it with sandpaper. You can do it with by hand with sandpaper, or you can use a sander. I used an orbital sander, and be careful if you do that because I was a little overzealous with mine and really sanded it down to the wood here. So I'm not going to use this one, although I'll be able to use it for something else where I can cover that. But for this one, I just went ahead and made another one and was just a lot more careful. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure this to make sure. Yeah, it's just about 10 inches. So 5 inches would be the center. So I'm going to come down here and put a little tiny mark, just wee light where I know the center is now. because then I'm going to bring this down after it's on my transfer paper and make sure I kind of get that centered right where I want it. So let me get my transfer paper out and ready. Okay, I'm just gonna, well, let me move this out of the way. I'm just going to peel off some of this transfer paper because I don't need the whole thing. And I'm going to put it on down on this. Start in the center and just kind of work my way out like that. Then I need my little squeegee tool, and I'll burnish this down. And let's see. Turn this over. There's a lot of you reminded me to turn this over because it works better. Okay, there's that. And then I'm going to bring this over to my board, and where that little halfway mark is, I'm going to center this here. Right like that. I think that's pretty well centered. And now I can go ahead and burnish this down. And if you have trouble with these things sticking, sometimes what you can do is go from the back side and burnish it from the back. But if I have some trouble, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, very good. Fix this back on there. And then if I want to, like I said, here's how you just do it from the back, because then you can really give it a good burnishing like that. Okay, perfect. All right, now the next thing I'm going to put on, I think, will be, I guess I'll just work my way up. So the next thing I'm going to put on are the hearts. So if you look over on Design Space, you can see so far I've done the initials and the little eyelashes, and now I'm going to do the hearts. And it really won't matter because nothing's actually overlapping, so it doesn't exactly matter which order I do it in. So here I am back down here. Get this, get my transfer paper. Should have left a little edge loose. There we go. And again, hold this down and just kind of put this over top of it and smooth it on. Okay. Use my burnishing tool. Now this is where the little stars are going to come in handy, because I'll know exactly where to place this next thing. So let's see if this will come off. Yep, very good. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to bring this down, and I will know exactly where to place this because of where the star is. So I'm just going to hold that down like that for right now. Then I'm going to come under here, and I think I'll just pick off the first star so I don't have a buildup of them. And then I'll just burnish this down, making sure that there aren't any bubbles. And again, if I want to, I can turn this over and burnish it from behind, because you can burnish it a lot with a lot more gusto. Then I'll take this one off. Let's see how it's going to do. Okay, that little part didn't stick, so I'm going to burnish it a little bit more. There we go. Nice. It's coming off beautifully. Oh, that little star didn't. And remember, I still need that star guy on there for right now. There he goes. Because I'll need him on there to tell me where I put the next layer. Okay, that's that. And let's take another look over there at Design Space. Let's see. So next I could do maybe the inner ears, which would be this pink for me. Okay. A little blobber right there. All right. So again, the transfer sheet. The next part, I'll do the outer ears. So again, I take my transfer paper, and I'm using Cricut vinyl and Cricut transfer paper. And as you can see, it's working very well. So smooth this down on here, burnish it. Turn this over, and everything's coming off perfectly. And you remember how useful the star is now. I'm going to take this, line up the star perfectly on here. And the star is a good shape to use. Then I can stick these down. Now I can take this old star off, the pink one, with my finger, and sometimes you might not want to burnish on the back like I just did, because that really gets it stuck on there and it's hard to get off. So if I don't have to, I'm not going to burnish it on the back until the very end. So hopefully this will come off nicely. Oopsie. Great. Super duper. See if the star comes. Yep, perfect. Okay, and now I believe there's just one more layer, and that would be the unicorn's horn. So let me get this out here and use my transfer paper again. Put this down here, smooth it down, burnish it. Okay. The very first part of the horn doesn't want to come up. So maybe, oh, you know what? I'm doing it from this way. Maybe I need to do it this way. Okay. There we go. Perfect. All right, once again, fold that back. I'll use the star to make sure everything gets lined up perfectly. And there's the star. That, wee. You know, I didn't quite measure this perfectly, did I? Because look, it's going to go off the very top, so I think I'm going to have to take this last little bit of his horn off. That's okay. He'll have a little bit of a rounded horn at the top. That's fine. Match up the stars, set that, take this star off, and ooh, and actually I can get rid of this one too. I don't need to burnish it down now because that was the last layer. So I wonder if I can get it off. Okay, there we go, not easily. So I just won't burnish that part down. I will just burnish this part down. And hopefully this will work well. Yes. Oh, one little guy's being contrary. Come on. All right, so there you go. So I think that's turned out to be a really cute design. I love it on this board. You remember these? And I think some little girl would really like this. I could put like a really nice hanger here, like something pink and a pretty bow, and hang it on her door. It could be letting her know that that is her space. Anyway, whatever. thank you very much for joining me, you guys. If you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Check out the links that I have below. They are affiliate links, and they help me to be able to purchase some of these vinyls so that I can keep making tutorials for you. So anyway, again, thank you very much for joining me. I love you guys. Bye.